What's up, everybody? It's Chad. Welcome back to the Dorky and 40 channel. Fresh off a second place TTO2 100 oval lap race today. We are working on the Typhon Grom and we're doing our brushless setup. So I'm kind of mimicking this one guy's setup that he did off of YouTube. It was one of the first ones. Biggest reason is I already had one of these Hobbywing BL60 ESCs. So the whole thought was to build around that. And then, of course, I went with the 2848 motor that Hobbywing came out with. And then 2S, 3S, pinion gears, whatever. Kind of end up with something like this. Maybe Ed, this might even be his video that he has on there as well. You can see, I believe he's got like the granite tires on there. He has the BL60 brushless. I don't see a sensor wire, but I'm assuming he has a sensor wire on there. Couple fans, and then it looks like he has a 2200 3S or even maybe a 2S Z battery and a couple fans. He's also got some other stuff on there that we're going to be getting into. So my whole thought process at the beginning was to go ahead and upgrade things on the drivetrain. So of course we needed to do the diffs. I've owned the Granite Grom. I blew diffs out in those. So the first thing to do was to get rid of these diffs. So that was taken care of. Next thing I wanted to do was upgrade the drive line, try to get rid of the plastic hexes and all of that kind of stuff. Now, they've got some CVD upgrades available on Arma, but I think they've been out of stock for like ever. So I decided to go with the GPM stuff. But the problem is that the GPM rears are too long. They were made to work with the drive cups on the old diffs and not the ones on the upgraded diffs. So these do not work. So I'm scrapping the entire idea of upgrading those right now. We're just going to run the plastic stuff and see what happens. Along the same lines, I picked up a couple other GPM things like a servo saver and a motor mount, so I could just use one motor mount and not have to worry about the plastic ones and changing those with the pinions. But you kind of start running into all kinds of little issues, like the screws on here are not tapped. The holes aren't big enough. You have to get larger, like M2.5 screws, M3 screws to go into the Hobbywing motor. So the original motor screws will go through the GPM mount, but they're too small to go in to the Hobbywing. So there's a lot of little gotchas when it comes to this stuff. So I decided to just scrap all of the GPM stuff. I'm not going to do any servo upgrade or anything right now, which I already have an EcoPower servo. We're going to do that, but really at this point, I'm just so over it because I've been waiting on this stuff forever. I've been waiting on the LC Racing pinion gears to get here. They still are not here. Should be here actually Monday. I tried drilling out a couple of the Arma ones, and like with a hand drill and a vise, it could be done, but you got to have good tips and all that kind of stuff. And it just, was making me just angry. So where are we at right now? So I had one of the Arma servo mounts, and really all I did was just cut the feet off of that, so that way I could mount the servo with the little spacers that you get on here. This comes with your kit underneath the ESC, so make sure you don't lose those when you're taking those out. So we got the servo remounted, and then I kind of, again, was just kind of mimicking what was going on here because I really liked this setup. It seems like it's super nice and clean and exactly what I am going for. So I got my wires all soldered up as far as for my connector, my motor wires, the sensor wire and everything is just kind of hanging around in here right now. And then we are going to be running an express LRS receiver, which will go like right there. And then we can put the power switch right next to it, just kind of like this gentleman here has done. He's also got, it looks like, some steering upgrades as well. And it looks like he's got some rear hub upgrades. I'm not going to go into any of that stuff right now. Just going to wait get this in and drive it, enjoy it, and kind of wait for this stuff to settle down so I don't get involved in what a lot of stuff is going on right now. People are pretty much just throwing everything they can at these things to make them work. Some people are documenting things a little bit better than the next, and that's why I kind of wanted to make this video to show you that what is working and what is not. So my best advice is to find yourself, it looks like either this Hobbywing system like this, again, it's a 10 BL60 and the 2848 motor, and then you are going to have to actually get the 3.175 Mod 5 pinions. Do not order this from LC Racing or you'll be waiting forever. Go to Hobby Addicts. You can actually get the motor, the ESC, and the pinion gears all from Hobby Addicts, and then get you a couple batteries off Amazon, and that is all you need. You are good to go. You could even take the servo mount that you have already for your all-in-one system, and you could clip those tabs off and use them if you want to. But I know some people don't want to do that because they don't want to ruin that setup, maybe in case you want to sell it or throw it back in there. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. Everything is soldered in, and I was just kind of dry fitting everything to make sure that it is all going to work. And I'll go ahead and just pull off this actual cross brace cover type of thing here. Get the ESC out of the way. I was just testing my wire lengths, and I'll need a screwdriver to pop this off and just making sure that that all fits in there. So you do want to keep in mind that if you are going to do anything besides an 18 tooth pinion, that you're going to have to figure out something with your motor mount. You know, most people I see are running like a 19 or maybe like a 20. I've seen some people going even crazier than that, but I would probably recommend that for right now, if you're going to do some kind of motor setup like this, I think the safest way to go is to get the actual motor plate sets from Arma, so that way you just kind of have everything that you need. Maybe the hot racing one fits better. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, everything is just kind of new with what's going on with this, and people are kind of just figuring things out as they go. But again, I've already kind of wasted some money here on some things that I didn't need. Kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. I just plan on leaving all this stuff stock and just let things just kind of simmer down and cool down. We'll get all of this stuff put in. We know that seeing this gentleman right here, that we're going to be hitting in the 50 miles per hour, and that is perfectly fine for me. That's exactly what I'm looking for out of this whole car. And I've got my batteries right here, 2S. 2S brushless is going to be pretty awesome, and I'll probably get some 3S's as well. But then when you get into 3S, then you got to start worried about stripping like things like hexes and all of that kind of stuff. So this is just a quick video, guys, to show you what's going on. If you have any more questions about the build, let me know. But mainly it's just to kind of get some information out there, because, you know, some people are going to be wasting money just ordering up everything that they can. I know it's very tempting to just go ahead and do whatever we want to do. It's your build, go for it. But seeing how a lot of this stuff that we think is supposed to be cross-compatible, not being cross-compatible, you definitely want to go with somebody's setup that you know is actually working and running, and definitely get model numbers and or directions on how they made it all work. So that's it, guys. We will talk to you later. Peace.